people who've been in the lower range of things have been very uneducated about finance to the point where they've been helping the corporations to grow, helping the housing to end up how it is. They just wanted to make a profit on their house. They were just excited it was worth more than they thought it was, and so they sold it to a corporation. And then it turns out that corporation is managed by Blackstone or some other major, you know, real estate mogul, conglomerate, whatever. And it turns out that, you know, a few months later, they're like, oh yeah, the property is now worth double, or the property is now worth this much. And you're like, but they only paid me this much. And the thing is you were just excited that your property that you sold was worth more than you thought it was. You were just excited to sell it, to get a new life, to start over fresh. It was awesome. And you didn't realize that you were literally ruining your neighborhood. You were destroying your community. You were absolutely selling your home for way less than it was actually worth. And you were happy about it. You were excited about it. If you sold your home to a corporation, you don't look at it and see how much it's worth. You look at it and see how much you're getting right that moment. And it's an emotional response. You feel all that adrenaline and you make an emotional response instead of logically running numbers and thinking it through. You're like, oh, well, the estimate for my home, you know, it was valued at this, so it's a fair price that they offered me. And they don't care about what's fair right now. They care about inflating profit and raising their net worth and having rent value. When someone goes and you pay them to make an estimation on your house and its value, they're basing that estimation on you living there and paying property taxes. And even if you pay off your mortgage, this is how much it'll be. They are not basing it on, let's turn this into a rental property, and we're making now as much as the mortgage would be, plus another. So, say the mortgage was, you know, $1,300. Well, now it's going to be rented out to a person per room, and they're going to be making double that. Almost, you know, almost everyone that I've met that's like more on the poor side of things tends to think of single unit housing as, oh, that wouldn't be rented. That would be a home. And in actuality, corporations love buying up actual houses and treating them as rental properties. And a lot of them they treat as like a vacation rental property. You can pay per night that you stay there, not even just per month. And they're making insane profits. So if you're thinking about selling your house right now, if you're thinking about it and you're considering it and you're like, well, it'll get bought by this group instead of an actual person, trace back who runs that because it's probably a corporation, and that business is going to turn your house into a rental property, and they're going to make double whatever they pay you. Do not undersell your home or your property just because you're excited to start a new life or you're excited to do something new. You have so much housing security by having that house. You have so much equity into your home, but on top of that you have the security of having a house, the security of being able to leave an inheritance of your house, the security of being able to rent out a room yourself, or even if you are like, you know what, I want to start over new, I want to do that, but I'm scared of like renting, or I'm scared of having someone in my property, or whatever it is. Like, there's ways around that. There's property management companies and things like that where it might dip into your profit a little bit, but it's gonna be a heck of better than running it yourself. You know, like, stop being so quick to sell to corporations, because you're just being like scammed. Like, outright, you're being scammed.